Hello, everyone. Welcome to the after show of session 23 of Emoris. So, we're going to do a quick rundown of how this works because this is the first session. Basically, what happened was we did session 23 and it was kind of intense, and we decided it would be fun if we were to sit down with a couple of the people who had some prominent roles in that session. So, welcome, Griz and Esprit.
Hello.
Hello.
Hola.
And I'm just going to ask them a couple questions about, their thoughts on last game and also just in general, what characters think about certain things, how they feel, how the players feel about certain things. And then next week when we do this again, we'll have a different rotation of guests, and we'll do that as long as people want to see it. So,
And we have viewer submitted questions as well, which you guys can leave on our our Twitter or our Discord group.
links to both will be in the description down below.
Yes.
So yeah. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started, because I'm eager to actually hear your guys' opinions. So I'm going to start with you, Esprit.
Okay.
I've got a couple questions that I made myself that I want to hear, and then we'll get to questions from viewers. So first question that I have for you is about the vision that you had in the start of the game. I guess, what are your general thoughts, and particularly about how the vision centered on that one figure who popped up quite a lot? Give me your thoughts on that. I want to hear.
I mean, it's kind of like I said in the actual game. I feel like it's somebody has figured out that I'm being reincarnated as a new person each time I die, and they are dead set, no pun intended, on actually trying to kill me as many times as they can for whatever reason they might have. That reason being, I have no idea what that would even be, but kind of one of the things that's been popping into my head is each time it might be unlocking like a gateway or something for their god or demon that they worship or whatever.
Interesting. So you think it's like another culty thing?
I 100% do.
Interesting. What about
because by the same token, I mean, it's like if each one of those times that I saw was actually a different iteration of my life, if that person is still alive, if it's the exact same person, then it could be that they're feeding off of my death and that's why they're still alive, or it could just be that they are handing down like traditions through their line.
My thoughts: Elakian is an Aasimar, and he is being hunted down by, like you said, a cult or some organization that hates either hates Aasimar because they're like half, angel or whatever, or just like they're getting something from it. Maybe even has to do with the cult from the sun god or whatever that going on with the orb. So it's my theory. That's their reasoning, killing him.
I've always said it's a really, really good gift to a DM, and I'm sure other people said this as well, when a player leaves you such a big gap in their backstory for you to just go wild with, because you don't know anything, and I know, Griz, you don't really know anything with Wade either. And seeing you guys have looks on your faces as I reveal crap to you is the best thing in the world. I fucking love it. But yeah, that's interesting. I like that a lot, actually. Okay, Griz, I got a question for you.
Go for it.
And I know that we've touched on this briefly in private, but give me a rundown of Wade's thoughts and feelings leading up to Rakrovi, and then after your interaction with Asmin, or even during, how did they change?
Okay. So I think Wade was just dead set that it was gonna work. He was gonna get there. Asmin was gonna know. She was already gonna know what happened. Already have something figured out. to fix Kev.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing her, obviously things didn't pan out that way. And now he is just probably frustrated, and probably a little scared.
Yeah, Kev was kind of like the same way. There are conversations that Wade and Kev have that we don't have on stream, that we kind of just have to assume are there. And I always kind of imagine that because you two are on the very similar wavelengths and, you know, you've been together forever and whatever, that basically however you felt, Kev kind of resonated with a little bit. So Kev felt much the same way, where you guys had talked about it and you were like, yeah, Husband's going to fix this. This is going to be great. We're going to go there and it's going to be done and that's it. No, this was something that she had never seen before or even heard of before. It's so unique. So that was interesting to see your like change in emotion as it went on, because I could tell, and even like Asmin couldn't tell because she was so overwhelmed with, you know, the fact that Wade came back and now he's telling me that Kev's here, but he's not here. He's in his head and whatever. So she was seeing you, but had no idea how you were feeling at the time. Was so overwhelmed that she didn't even, and she was the only person who could really have I think, comforted you at that time. So yeah, she had no idea. So I think that was interesting to see that unravel in post. Great. So I have a question for you next. So last time that the Silver Goats were in a city, the rest of the group didn't really take fondly to your, shall we say, illicit behaviors. Is Elakian going to take their opinions into account, or is he just going to ignore them and repeat the same mistakes that he did in Urnroot?
Well, there's two things with that. He was... Initially, I was intending not to do anything, kind of just stay above board, try and get with the Convex Reserve, and just go from there. However, Thyra gave him a mission that she wanted to find out information about the roadshow, more or less by any means necessary. So it's kind of right now, there's a battle going on in his head between whether or not he should do that. And I feel like he's being pulled in one direction as opposed to the other. He doesn't really want to, but feels like it would probably be better for him and the rest of the party, whether they like it or not, to actually get more information.
Okay. So the answer is yes, you're going to do the same thing again, but with permission.
Probably not to the same extent as last time. Be a lot more careful about it. Yeah. I mean, it's. I'm going to be planning on being more careful about it, not being as open.
Okay. Well, that's fair enough, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Jot that down.
All right, so Griz, how did it feel for both you and as Wade when Asbin said that no one in Keijo had heard from you or Kev in, I think the amount of time was 3 months, and a few people in your hometown had assumed the worst of both of you? How did that feel for you?
That was genuinely a surprise. I actually didn't know that. Like, I didn't even think about it as a player that people would be concerned that we were missing so long. Wade did tell his ma that him, Kev, were going to Recrovy. However, like you said, we were enslaved and taken halfway across the continent and missing for way too long. So I can definitely see where people started to question what happened, especially Kev's parents, because we didn't stop in to tell them what happened. Yeah. I was just taken by surprise.
Okay. Interesting. I will say I got a question as well from Nisa, who asked, "Is Asmund going to contact the families regarding Wade and Kev?" And I can say she has been talking to people since she moved away, and also since you guys left. She's been talking to her family and yours a little bit, since you guys are so close. So they've been in contact. So although she hasn't done it yet, I would say don't be surprised if she ends up telling them soon. Because everything just happened, so she hasn't had time for it yet. But she has sending, so she's going to be talking to some people. Alakian, does he have any idea who is behind the visions?
No fucking clue.
Okay.
I feel like as a player, I feel like it might be some kind of deity or something like that trying to kind of play their hand into kind of trying to sway him one way. However, as you know from the backstory, he has no ties to religion at all. He doesn't know anything about any of the deities other than just what he's heard and read in school.
Right.
It's just never interested him in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. That's cool. So he's completely in the dark. No pun intended.
I mean, I feel like it could be one of those Avatar kind of things where just like all of his past lives are just trying to guide him,
Each one of the stars that forms the eye is a past life.
Yeah.
I kind of like that idea.
We don't know.
Lakian is the Avatar. Confirmed.
Bow before me.
Okay, so Griz, do you or Wade, because I think you two have different opinions on this, feel that Kev is real and in Wade's head? And does the feeling that Wade has now conflict with any feeling that he had about it before he talked to Asmund?
Oh man. So that's tough. That's tough. I have a lot of feelings because I really don't know what's going on. And so I go between a lot of things. There's me who is like, Kev is just a complete figment of Wade's imagination. But I feel like that would just be such a disappointment. So it wouldn't be, but it would be. I would be slightly disappointed. So I'm gonna say I think that it's all legit. I think that Kev is actually trapped in Wade's brain. However, Wade has been questioning it a lot, which creates some problems because Kev shares Wade's mind, which means anytime Wade's thinking about that, Kev knows that Wade is thinking that he could not be real.
Mm-hmm.
So, hence why I think Kev is starting to develop a little bit of a depression. Yeah.
So, what about you, Esprit? What do you think?
So, I mean, I feel like it was kind of obvious with how I addressed the whole situation with Asmund. Alakian 100% feels like this is just Wade in his own way trying to deal with grief.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, it's like Asmund said, like nobody's ever heard of something like this happening or anything like that. Granted, that's the case with 3 out of the 5 people in the party, but still.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I feel like with as much as Alakian has traveled around, he's seen and talked to plenty of people to know when somebody isn't in their right mindset, and I feel like that's probably where he's at with Wade and Kev.
Mm-hmm.
I have another theory.
Okay.
What if the Ghost Skater is actually just has Kev captured still and is using Kev to like lure Wade in some trap, or like wants Wade for some reason because Wade has like all this magical power. So maybe she wants to like harness that or something. So she's using Kev as a way to like lure Wade in, get him.
So much theory crafting. I don't think you said much about the Great Ghost Gator other than it's a thing as well.
Almost came up once before, but then I think Isabel shot Wade down when he was going to bring it up.
Yep.
That's a very Isabel thing to do. Right, so we got time for one more, because I've only got one more. And this is for me. It says, this is from Nisa. She says, what are Chaos's feelings towards the other characters? We know he finds Wade annoying. He does find Wade annoying. He also finds Alakian annoying, because Alakian has very witty remarks. And that's a little bit disrespectful to him. Free is kind of like a target for him, I feel like. He doesn't think anything in particular about Thyra. Thyra is just the biggest, so probably the best meal for him to chew on. Anytime that he's hungry, he looks at all of you, and he's like, I could. And Isabel is pretty much the only thing that stops him from doing anything, because she is still, for the moment, in control. But pretty much, he looks at you all like you're a snack. That's pretty much it.
Is there a chance that Izzy could lose control?
You don't know.
Can you repeat?
I mean, you have seen her in combat lose control before when she tried to snag Alakian. So that's pretty much it. Although he thinks that Thyra will probably put up a decent fight. So
I feel like he probably thinks Thyra's about the only one that give him a challenge in a fight in the first place.
I mean, physically, yeah, but Chaos is weird, because Chaos isn't just like a physical creature. I mean, Chaos gives Isabel his power to Eldritch Blast, so there's all kinds of stuff that Chaos can do. Some stuff hasn't come out yet, so there you go. But yeah, that's all that I have today, so thank you both for joining me for this episode of whatever this is. And yeah, I hope everyone liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Anyone else have anything to add?
No, thanks for watching. We'll see you next Monday.
Yes, we'll see you next Monday. Good plug.